Welcome to Under the Plumbob Podcast all about The Sims. It's Jess. I'm here again. Welcome back.
Hi, it's Jen.
It's Jen, and we got somebody here. Somebody else is here.
A special guest.
Hello. It's TheAwfulGaymer.
Yes, it's TheAwfulGaymer. Hi. We're so excited you're here.
I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know Alex, would you like to introduce yourself a little bit?
Sure. So I'm Alex, or TheAwfulGaymer, or Gamer, or Awful. It really doesn't matter to me. And I have been playing The Sims since The Sims 1, but I do mainly gameplay, and I just like the chaos that The Sims brings. That's me.
The Sims is very chaotic sometimes.
Yes.
That it is.
And we know all about your chaos. If you watch his streams on Twitch, they're very chaotic, and I love them so much.
I feel like that stream is just me trying to fend off whatever The Sims throws at me, but also embrace it. And there's a lot of that.
Yep. I know a lot of people say like your streams are like so chaotic, and I'm like have so much chaotic energy, and I'm like, this is actually like a cozy kind of stream. Like I enjoy myself so much.
Thank you.
It makes my week when I get to watch your streams. It really does.
This is so cute right now. Like you guys are like fangirling over each other. I love it.
Yeah, 100%. No, yeah, I would say cozy chaos is a good description of it, because it's just, I don't know how else to describe it other than it's gonna happen.
Yep.
That's how I live my life, so I get it.
We met Alex, TheAwfulGaymer, when we were on a couple of Stassi J's roundtables.
Yes.
And then Alex and I were both contestants on last season of Kev the Builder's The Great Simish Bake Off, which was a ton of fun.
It was so much fun. Unfortunately, you were on the wrong team, because it was Team Pink for life.
Justice for Team Blue.
Yeah, you know what? Team Blue did get the short end of the stick.
We really did. It was a lot of fun, though. And you went all the way to the finale, which I did not get to do.
You almost got there, though.
I was so close. I was so close.
You were very close.
My sim decided to take a walk instead of bake.
Yep, same.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, we were so excited to have you on, and we really didn't have like a set topic to discuss, so we were just like, let's get to know the TheAwfulGaymer, because I don't know how many of our listeners know you, so...
Oh god, I'm so sorry for all of you.
No, we love Alex, and you all should too.
Yes, and we need more friends of the pod, so this is going to be a great way to make a new friend.
Yes.
It'll be so much fun. I enjoyed meeting y'all on the Stassi J's roundtable. That was a lot of fun. Just, talking about The Sims. The Sims is always a topic that I feel like, regardless if you've talked about everything, you can still talk about something more, because there's always going to be a new glitch, a new thing that like you thought you knew that you didn't. It's always going to happen.
Yeah, because we'll be like sitting there in the chat, and it'll be like, oh no, have you guys seen this weird thing? And then it'll be like, yep, that's what that is.
Speaking of glitches, some of my favorite ones are from your stream. Would you like to talk about a couple of them?
I felt like this save file wasn't cursed until this previous generation. We're doing the Not So Berry challenge, and it was Plum Gen that just like everything broke. We had Foot Baby, which was as a sim was carrying a child, it would just arms would glitch and disappear, and the baby would be on like the sim's feet and just be dragged wherever they went. That happened a few times. It was great.
That.
I had never seen it before. I was like, what is this? We also had it where the baby or the toddler was attached to the sim. So like they would have their free arms and like play guitar, but the baby was still like clinging on. The sim would go take a bath, and the baby would be just clinging while they're taking a bath. So there's a lot that I wish I could just replicate, because it's so much fun. I'm so glad that there are clips of them, because it needs to happen. We have a sim who refuses to die, was trapped in a box, set on fire, was in a swimming pool, and just like still lived. And it wasn't like, okay, we save and exit and then they come back. Multiple times that we played it, I'd go and visit that lot, sim still trapped in a box, still alive, still living their best life. So that's like a god sim that we have decided. And then I don't know that this is a glitch, but I did not know that hybrids actually existed in The Sims. Or maybe it is, and they don't exist. But we've got a lot
We're
of
not sure.
hybrids currently. Yeah.
Is EA even sure?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? But if you could have told me that my main sim would be a mermage, which is a mermaid mage, I would never have believed you.
That's cool, though. I want to be that.
See, you do, but they're like they're on the gallery if you ever want to download them. But we have a mermage and we have a merwolf, so a mermaid werewolf combination. The mermage refuses to dress in anything I put them in cast. It is like default; they are forever in an alien outfit, and you can't
Ew.
change it. Like even with MC Command Center, I cannot change it. They have the foot glitch where they should have a tail, but it's just their feet. And I've been calling them a never nude because anytime they go into the bath, they just wear a blue outfit that I have never seen before in my life.
It's so much fun.
It's a lot. So if you want a broken game,
Yeah.
download the Sims off the gallery.
I'm gonna look these up now.
I always worry about your game when something new pops up.
Yeah, I have like 3 different save files of like what each time I play it, just in case something happens. Because how could it not? How could it not at this
Yeah.
point? Just all of the things.
Sounds like it.
Should we dive into some questions?
Let's do it.
Okay. If you could pick 3 traits from The Sims 4 to describe yourself,
Oh
what would they be?
gosh.
Yes.
Oh god. I've done this before recently. Clumsy for sure. I would say nerd and outgoing, but I like giving my Sims like a bad trait when I play because all good Sims like it when it comes to me playing The Sims, maybe we could replace nerd with evil because I definitely feel like my gameplay is evil.
Well, that's the funnest way to do it.
It really is. It really is.
If you're not torturing your Sims, what are you doing?
Right? Like
Do you have not basemental? What's that guy?
extreme violence?
Yeah.
I do not. I only play with MC Command Center just in case the Sims are like so broken I can reset them.
Oh,
And I
that's fair.
recently, in the last like 2 months, started playing with Better Build Buy and Tool, but I do not use CC or any other mods. That's something that I'm debating branching out into, but it scares me.
Well, you got an expert here. If you ever need help with some mods, if they break, I can't help you, but I can help you with how they work.
Jen is one of our mod queens, so
I love it. I love it. Tool has been a lot for me recently, but like we're getting there. We're getting better.
Yep. I've been playing a lot more with Tool as well. We've both been upping our building skills.
Heck yeah. Building is a thing that people do in The Sims.
Right.
Speaking of building, sir,
Oh god.
you want to talk about something that you just won recently?
Nothing comes to mind. This has been a great podcast. Please. No. I was fortunate enough to participate in It's with Hay, Nicole Makes, Pacific Creative, and Captain Amelia's Clutter Wars, which is a challenge in The Sims 4 where they give you a room that you then have like specific items and you clutter it. And it's essentially not like you have to do whatever they tell you. Like if you're doing a bathroom, an amazing competitor did Amaryllis TTV. She turned it into a police station, but used all the items. So it's all just about how much clutter can you throw in there. And then the community can vote. We've got the judges who vote. And I somehow mistakenly took home the crown of season 1, which is...
Look at you.
I know, thank you. I think it's because I've learned I'm really good at making gross builds. I can make things real gross. But
I did love your final build for the Clutter Wars though. That was just so cool.
thank you. I made a kitchen and I wanted to okay. So I try to break the rules whenever I can. And there was no rule that said I couldn't build around the room. So I was going to build this Architectural Digest kitchen and then build an entire home that was just like a hoarder's house covered in everything. And then the judges came in and were like, you can do that, but we're only judging the kitchen. I was like, oh, well, okay. But it doesn't say that, but I get it. But it doesn't say that. So I split a room down the middle with windows. I made one like gorgeous architectural digest, and the other one, like the hoarders moved in, the bathtub fell through the ceiling, that sort of thing. So gross builds I can do.
Check out Fake Gamer Girl. Do you watch her?
No, I don't know them.
She does she'll do like weekly challenges for her videos, and like there's a lot of like murder basements. Like murder basements is like the default thing. Like if you ever watch her videos, she's got like challenges every week too.
Okay, I will have to check her out because the second room that I did for the Clutter Wars, I made a murder bathroom, and I had the time of my life.
You gotta love a murder bathroom though. Like
Right?
not just the basements. Like who's gonna always look? You're gonna go to the basement first. Like the bathroom. Like you're not gonna look in the bathroom.
Yep. You can take a pool and size or raise up a tub and put a skeleton in it, and all of a sudden it's a murder bathroom.
There you go.
Building hacks from the Awful Gamer.
Yeah, don't take any other advice that I have for building. The awful builder through and through.
Awful with quotes. Okay, so in the game, do you have a favorite townie?
Oh, a favorite townie. I would say a favorite that I love to hate is Mortimer Goth.
I feel that.
Mortimer has just like base game through and through. Bella can do better, but
Yeah.
neither here nor there. He has always been a problem in every Let's Play that I've done. Like I had a Let's Play where I was going to go to Discover University, and in like the first 10 minutes, Mortimer came over, romanced my sim, and got them pregnant.
Oh no.
Like it was just Mortimer is I love to hate him. I like to make him the villain. It's fun.
See, I kind of do that too. I have a save in my game where my sim has gotten Bella away from him, and they are now in a relationship, and Mortimer is like the sad ex-husband that just keeps coming over trying to get back together.
Oh, I love that.
It's a great story. I've even gotten Cassandra and Alex over to the house too.
they chose their mom.
They chose their mom, yep. So now Mortimer is truly alone in that giant house.
I absolutely love it. Is Mortimer also your fave to hate, or is it?
He is definitely up there. I think I got Nancy Landgrab at the top of my list too.
You know what? Fair.
I love to hate her.
We are an anti-Landgrab podcast.
You know what? Justifiably so. Justifiably so. Although, okay, don't throw hate on my man Jeffrey. He's a sweet guy. Like if you separate him from Nancy and look at his traits, he's supposed to be a sweet guy. He doesn't know what's going on, or if he does, then he's pretends he doesn't.
Me and Allie had a theory in the Townie episode that like he's complicit in it. Like he knows what his wife and son are doing.
I think I prefer Sims 4 Jeffrey to Sims 3 Jeffrey.
Yeah.
I get like slime ball energy from Sims 3 Jeffrey.
100%. Well, especially because Sims 4 Jeffrey, they don't like the lore doesn't have or doesn't show that Johnny Zest is their kid. So like if you're not deep in the lore, if you haven't played any of the other games, you have no idea. And I have also seen people play where Nancy and Johnny get together, and it's a
no.
The Sims. If you're just interested in like The Sims 4 and you don't know the history, The Sims made that possible. They did make that possible in this alternative reality.
Bad Sims,
right? Yeah. I cannot. Yeah, the lore, man.
Yeah, everyone needs to know the lore.
Yeah, for sure.
Truly, Jen, is there a character that you love to hate?
Okay, so I only basically play with Townies. Like, I will sometimes download, like, people from other games that I like and put them in there. But, like, Townies are, like, my thing. So, like, I love to hate Katrina Landgrab, but, like, not Landgrab.
Caliente.
Like, she's everywhere. And, like, what's that guy? James Rags to Riches guy.
James Turner?
Yeah. I watched him for a while and he'd be like, Katrina! So, like, every time I see her everywhere, I'm like, Katrina!
She's always showing up.
Like, she's cute. Like, get your younger dude, but, like, go home. Stay home sometimes.
You know, now that you say that, I do see her around town a lot.
Yeah, like, stay home, lady. Like, that's why your daughters are, like, doing stuff with your man, because you don't stay home.
I think every time I play the scientist career, she's a scientist. Like, always. Always.
Interesting.
She's in there. So yeah, I see it. She does go everywhere. You can always see Katrina. But I also would say Nancy. I feel like those two I see anytime I travel.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I delete Bob and Eliza a lot, but I feel like Eliza shows up a lot.
Oh. I like that you just delete them. Like, just yeet them out of the game.
I hate Bob and Eliza. Like, they get on my nerves. That's just one thing of, like, a toxic couple I don't want in my game. And I delete that baby Ariel girl, too. Because, like, she was some YouTuber, and I'm like, why is she in here?
Oh, does that get famous? I'm really bad at townies.
I was like, I don't think I've seen her. Oh, I don't have Get Famous, so.
Okay.
Yeah, she's, like, they put her in there because, like, I guess she was famous. I guess this was, like, a Gen Z thing. But, like, I only knew her because, like, I've seen her in people in Sims videos talking about her. But, like, when they're talking about celebrity people in The Sims, you never see her in there. Whereas, like, it's always, like, Katy Perry, Drew Carey, Avril Lavigne, Hilary Duff. But it's, like, baby Ariel. People are like, who the fuck's that?
The Sims tried to get with Vine and it didn't work.
Did not work.
Yeah. That is, like, crazy, though. The Sims 4 has been out since Vine was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Vine is gone.
Vine has been gone for so long. I miss Vine.
I reference Vine so often, and my friends, like, I'm, like, one of the oldest in my friend group, and I'll just reference Vines, and they're like, what are you talking about? Like, you're old enough to remember Vine, and they're like, yeah, but I didn't watch it.
I still watch Vine compilations
I do
on
too.
YouTube.
Yes.
My favorites, especially when like friends are over and we don't know what to do, is to look up Zines as zodiac signs.
Yes.
Nice.
On TikTok?
Yeah, even if you don't believe like in zodiac signs or that sort of thing, it's just so funny when you're like watching one and it's an Aries and all they're doing is screaming and you're just like, come on.
I'm an Aries, I can agree. All I do is scream and cry.
I love it so much.
Oh, fine. Since you are a builder, do you have a favorite item that you like to use?
Yes.
Since I'm a builder,
Yes.
that is bold.
I am not letting this go. You are a builder, sir.
You can find me at TheAwfulBuilder forever. Oh gosh, a favorite item. I would say if I'm decorating, now this is why I'm not a builder, I don't know any of the items names. I would say I really like the 2 vases with the little green plant coming out of it that I think came in Eco Living. It's like a copper vase and a silver vase.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would say that's my favorite. Otherwise, it would have to be the fact that we can do sectional couches with Dream Home Decorator.
Yes.
I don't use them as much as I should, but I love that we have that functionality and that came into The Sims.
Yes. I love the sectional couches. There's actually like so much that came from Dream Home Decorator that I always use in a build.
Yeah, that's like my go-to pack, and that's just because I think it's IKEA, and that's the only thing I know how to decorate.
I was thinking about that when I typed up that question. I'm like, I noticed in a few of my builds that I'm always using, I can't remember what pack it's from, but it's like this little like bird statue, and it's in like every single one that I use.
Is it like a big peacock bird, or is
No, it's like kind of like a bird, like a hawk or something, just kind of sitting there, and you can pick like different colors for it to be.
Is it like a blue owl, or can it be a blue owl?
It maybe. I always use like green or red or something.
Because I think if it's the one I'm thinking of, I think it's Realm of Magic, which is this is maybe me. I am a builder in some regard, but I've seen. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of different birds.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just this little bird statue. And the more I kept thinking about it, I'm like, I have used that in every single build almost.
Interesting. And I don't build, so I'm like, I don't have any idea what you guys are talking about. Attic stack decoration box. That's all I know.
Get you what you need for the season.
Yep. You're decorating your building. That's it.
Jen, if you don't build, do you just use the EA houses or do you download from the gallery?
Well, so like I'll download the gallery for like stuff for them to go to, like the wedding venues and stuff. But yeah, I use like the townie houses because like I think it was Jess that shared that. Maybe it was Julia. Somebody shared in our chat one day, like there was this building and it was just a square with like windows all over. And people were like, my first Sims build. And I'm like, that's every Sims build for me. So I just don't build.
You know what? Fair. That was my first renovation that I did, was literally a square box that just had windows on it. But I would say shell challenges have helped. Have definitely
Oh,
helped.
for sure.
Just learn a little bit about it.
Caitlin did one when I think the high school pack came out, and I did that one because that was easy. She did like a room, but like Julia will do like the shell builds, and I'm like, that's too much. I will sit here and look at the people stuff, but I ain't doing it myself.
I feel that.
I've been getting into shell challenges. I did yours, Alex. That was a lot of fun.
You did. That pool was so cool. I never would have thought to have made a pool with whatever awful thing that was. But yeah, that was so cool. It was really fun seeing kind of what everyone did. And honestly, like I said, never would have thought to have turned that into a pool. And it worked so beautifully. Like just getting rid of all the walls on that side. So like, so good. So good.
Thank you. I'm just surprised how many other people like made pools out of it.
I know. I was like, okay, well, apparently I have a weird brain that I said that this was a gas station, but sure. Or not a rest stop, or whatever it was.
Well, you gotta go swimming at your rest stops.
You know what? I would be scared to go swimming at a rest stop.
Yeah.
Very much so.
How often is this cleaned?
Yep. Yeah. No.
No.
These minimum wage people don't get paid enough to clean this gas station pool.
Nope.
Oh, could you imagine if you're just like driving down the street and it was like one of those, there's like a big gas station that has like it looks like an otter.
Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's. Oh, Buc-ee's. I'm gonna get so much hate for calling Bucky an otter. But could you imagine if they were like pools in the back? I have no idea.
I think he's a beaver.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Oh.
Like, come in, refill your gas, drop the kids off at the pool, literally.
Yeah.
Vanity's from Texas, and like she sent us a video one day just like going around Buc-ee's. There was like, what did she call it? Bejeweled Bible cover.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, they have like bejeweled Bible covers.
Oh my gosh. That's where you take away the bedazzler. Like, yes. It got too far.
Grandma Becky needed to put it down.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pushing it. That's pushing it. As someone who makes friendship bracelets, that's pushing it.
It's an aesthetic we don't need too much
of.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Hard pass.
Yep. No, thank you. So what Sims pack would you consider like the most essential in your game?
Ooh. For gameplay, like if you had absolutely nothing but base game. Now, I think that this should be base game, but the absolute essential, I would say, is seasons. For sure.
Yeah.
Just even if it doesn't add too much in terms of, like, build by, I mean, there's some great build by in there. Just the fact that you can have changing weather. If you're a game player, I have talked to, storytellers who are like, I hate seasons. I turn off rain. I turn off thunder. I turn off everything. It is sunny every day. But I'm like, no, I want the chaos of my sim struck by lightning and being able to summon lightning to strike Mortimer or whatever it may be. I would say seasons adds the most depth from just making sense of a calendar and Sims aging. Otherwise,
yeah,
I played recently with base game and like base game only, and I'm like, oh, so nothing changes. Which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just so used to seasons that it's like, oh, I get to create this event. I get to have, Halloween or Queer Christmas or whatever you call it. Like it's fun for me.
I do love the holidays. That season's
yeah.
fun.
Yeah. That I'm trying to think if there's be like anything else, because werewolves came with the lunar cycle, but that actually got added to the base game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not that you need werewolves for that. Other gameplay. If you had seasons, it's all going to be expansion packs. I feel bad saying that, but get to work. It can get really repetitive, but I really love the idea of being able to like follow your sim to work, and that there are a lot of different careers to do that with, not just like one, like Get Famous only having that as like the acting career. I really liked that you could do multiple, even if they are repetitive. Although the doctor one, as repetitive as it gets, I like that you unlock new things as you're doing it.
Yeah.
What would be y'all's quintessential? You have to have one: gameplay, storytelling, building, whatever you do.
I think I always tend to go for like in any version of the game. I always tend to lean towards like the late night city living, that kind of a pack.
Sure.
Whatever gives you like the big city, because it always comes with like a bunch of things to do, like not even like storytelling or stuff, but just like, oh, they can go and do this, or they can go and do this.
I like that. The karaoke.
Yes, karaoke.
Yeah,
All the little festivals in town.
that was a fun ad.
It's just so sad though that they did like the singing with the karaoke, and like they left like a singer career off where you could like be a singer, like how you could be an actor. That it just made me really sad because like I'm a music nerd, so like I'm like I want this person to be like the next Britney Spears or somebody like that.
Yeah, I think they try to like group that into the famous acting thing as much as they could.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Combine them. Jen, what would yours be as a townie game player?
What's the one with Windenburg?
Get together.
Get together, because I do makeovers on every sim, but I try to keep their essence in there. But like the girl with the red hair and her sister who's mixed, that family's my favorite, and their dad's a DJ and their mom's a gardener.
Oh,
The Fires family.
yeah.
Like they're my favorite beats. So like that's why I love that pack, because like I love them. And then like I like to go in their little groups, because like the sister's like an emo chick, which #same. So like I make her up like how I would want to be. And then like the older sister, like she's a girl boss, so like I make her up how I would want to be if I was a girl boss. And like I make up everybody in their groups. And then like I like the DJ sister with the computer sister, like I change their looks. Like I just like to go in there and like change their looks and change their friends up and have a little makeover day.
I like that. I hate giving makeovers. So I'm glad that you like them. I'll do it, but Cass overwhelms me. I'm just like, I don't know. There's like 4 items that I like in each category, so each sim is going to get that exact same item and just a different color. That's how it's gonna be.
I feel the more packs I add, the longer I spend in Cass, and it overwhelms me sometimes.
Yep.
I get CC, so like half the time I'm just like, that's boring. I'm scrolling down to my CC.
That is where CC scares me. Is I was like, you're gonna give me more options. It's like going and getting ice cream, where they're like, we have 150 flavors. I'm like, can you give me 5 to choose from? Then I won't be disappointed that I, had 10 I wanted to try but only got 1. Like, just give me limited options, which I'm sure a lot of people are yelling at me saying that. But like, I get overwhelmed with outfits.
I get it. My best friend and my partner both are always like, don't give her options. She's gonna get confused. But then like I have so much CC and so many mods, like my game just runs so slow. But like I default to the same clothes almost every time. Why do I have like 2,000 files in my mods folder?
Oh god. That sounds like my Sims 3 game. Like I have so much CC in there, and I made a conscious effort. I'm like, if I download anything for The Sims 4, I'm gonna keep it to a minimum, because I'm not killing my game again.
Well, like, you kind of had to in The Sims 3, because they look like potatoes.
Who doesn't love a good potato sim?
Right,
I mean,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, potatoes are good.
very starchy.
Potatoes are delicious. Okay, and then on the flip side, what pack would you rather launch into the sun than play it?
Oh. Ooh. Okay. There's a few. But if I have to pick one, I would say it'd have to be Batu.
Yes.
Star Wars is not my thing, and I know that there's some
Yes.
great build buy items in there, but we can. I don't know. I'm not much of a builder to be like I need this specifically. Although I do like some of the items, so
Mhm.
that one is probably top of the list of like yeet it, delete it for a pack.
Mhm.
If you love Star Wars, get it. If you don't, and you like the build buy objects, get it. Otherwise, yeah.
I know, I've been on the fence. I'm like, I kind of want these items, but I don't want everything else that comes with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The nice thing that happens with Batu is that they only like they call you when you first move in to go to Batu. Otherwise, they never bother you again. Which
Yeah.
is what I know a lot of people don't like about vampires is like they're constantly showing up. So it's nice that they didn't do that with lightsabers, but yeah, it's not mine. No thanks.
No. I think there's a strong hate for My First Pets in this group.
Yes.
Yes, that also just because it's a DLC for a DLC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wait. There's gonna be my first pony stuff. I'm calling
Oh, yep.
Oh, yeah.
I can see that. I for sure see that. That's.
I
gonna-
thought they were gonna do something with the babies like that, like make like extra stuff for the infants, and then they didn't. But there's still time for the ponies. You're right.
I'd be shocked if they actually do that though. After all, how much hate my first pet stuff got, but
That's true.
you know, I got hate for this the last time I say this. Aside from the fact that my first pet stuff is a DLC for a DLC, I love that they gave us rodents, and with rodents, we got a new death.
That is true.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That is
like
the one good thing.
I like that I can have my Sims die of rabies.
And again, like the only thing like I can give it is I think that one little table that looks like an aquarium.
Yeah,
That's like the only thing I would ever get that for.
people love that aquarium if they have it, but I don't know. Give me a death and a way to create more trophies of my Sims, and I'm in.
Mm-hmm. Once again, if you're not torturing your Sims, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Right. Is there a pack that you would yeet besides Batu or my first pet stuff, or maybe that it just wasn't worth the price if you paid full price on?
Both of those are mine.
I'll go through the list of packs I don't have.
Fair enough.
There's quite a few packs I don't have. I'm like, I really don't care to add this to my game.
Just adds more complexity.
Yep. Like I don't need the vampires. I don't need all that.
Yeah. Vampires, if you're a big vampire fan or you love the Victorian style build buy, I think that's what vampires has a lot of.
Yeah. Or like goth type, if you're like into goth type stuff too.
That's true.
I share an account with my friend. Like we go in halvesies on stuff. Otherwise, like, and she's like, I have to have everything in my game, and I'm like, but I'm not paying half for something that I don't want to play. So like, the vampires one, like that was when we went half on because like I like the aesthetic of that, but like that's kind of a thing of like the vampires are very annoying. I don't like the new way that they're doing the vampires, the spellcasters, and the werewolves. The way that they do that is kind of weird to me. And like the celebrity level, I don't like the new way they're doing all that.
Yeah, I think that there's more that they could do. However, I'm glad that they're doing something versus Justice for Mermaids, who have nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then no, it's not in Mermaids. You're right. So it's the werewolves, the vampires, and the celebrities I know have like the trees. And I feel like they could do a lot more with those trees.
They really could. Yeah. I'm hopeful for pack refreshes to come back around
Yes.
at some
Mhm.
point. I've got a list. EA, if you're listening, happy to give you thoughts and opinions. But yeah, I think if they were to do a refresh, Sulani definitely needs one. Even if it's just to give them the same tree that everyone else has, at least they've got something then.
Yeah. Than just existing.
I love how they did the one like the spa day refresh, and they're like, "That's it."
We're gonna start refreshing packs here, Spa Day. Okay, bye.
I wonder if they thought that it would bring in a lot more people to buy Spa Day But I feel like the long-term simmers either already had it because it was like one of the first ones that dropped, or adding fingernails and toenail painting wasn't something that was enough for people to be like, okay, now I need this,
Mm-hmm.
older pack. But I'm hopeful. I mean, they were supposed to do townie refreshes and then took like a year and a half.
Yeah.
That's probably not accurate to get the second family out.
They're slowly working on it.
Yeah.
They've still got, what, 5 years until the next game comes out? They've got time.
Let's hope. I've said this through and through. I am going to die on the hill that Project Renee needs to be a builders only game, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it seems like though. Like they didn't come out and say that it was The Sims 5, and then like they just like showcased that it's building stuff. Like they didn't showcase anything else. And like that could be that they're hiding it, but it could be like that might just be a building thing.
Yeah, I'd be fine building with friends, I think. Especially if they're gonna add everything like that. Please, you do not need to see me or like actively be engaged in a sim that I am trying to trap in a basement. Like I don't need that.
We don't need to share games for that.
No. We can watch other people do it. We don't need to be doing that at the same time.
Yeah.
Because The Sims is not a contact sport. It is a solo
No.
play.
Yes.
I will say playing The Sims with other people is fun though. Like if you're on a Discord call or me and my friend when it was back on Origin, but you can now do it on EA, which makes me happy. You can go offline and still play. We would do like Sims challenges side by side. So it'd be like, okay, we're doing the 100 baby, and it'd be like you have a week, and then it's like, okay, how far can you get a week in the game, and then like do a comparison and do like, okay.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, we did that with Not So Berry. I've never finished Not So Berry, so that's why I decided to start it with streaming. But we did that where it was like, okay, we both start on Minchen, we're both doing the normal lifespan, and the game starts at Sunday at 8 a.m. We go to Sunday at 8 a.m. the next day and compare. And it's like, okay, if you're further in your career, you get a point. If you're further in these skills, you get a point. And then like
That's fun.
different stuff like that. Yeah, that was more okay for me than like us playing in the same game.
Mm-hmm. That is a lot of fun, and I'm not sure I would want like a whole bunch of my friends like hopping in, like, hey, what are you doing here? You don't need to know.
Yeah, like this is my private save. Thank you very much. You do not need to see who I have recreated and am currently torturing. Thank you so much.
Don't need to see what I get up to in the privacy of my own game.
Right.
Thank you.
If you see Pedro Pascal walking around, no, you don't. He's a townie. Ignore everything else.
He just came with
Came
my
with the
game.
new update.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
They just put Nicki Minaj in Call of Duty, so they put him in The Sims. It's fine.
Yeah, come on. Yeah.
We had Millie Bobby Brown.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was like a friendship thing, and like Millie Bobby Brown would like help your sim like build friendships.
That was like right when I first downloaded Sims 4. Like I caught the tail end of it. I didn't even finish it because they took her out before I could finish it.
I never played it.
I don't remember that. When was that?
2016.
Okay.
Might have been later.
It was like season 2 of Stranger Things, I think.
I didn't get Sims 4 until like 2019, so
then it was a lot later.
Same.
Yeah.
I was an adopter too. It was 2019 that I got it for getting back into The Sims 4. Interesting. I know we had like BB Rexa for the Sim summer, which I was hoping they'd bring back. That was actually fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
But no.
It says she was in the game from November 13th through December 4th, 2018.
Wow. So it was like a month.
She does not really look like her, but I guess it's hard to do.
I think they should have gotten some community people to do that because I've seen some amazing recreations in The Sims.
Yeah. That people use like shadowers and stuff. That's too much work.
I don't understand it. G shade, it looks real pretty. I don't know that I could trust myself with it. And my game crashes enough.
I made a sim look like me to the best of my ability, and that's probably the most I'll be able to do, like recreating an actual person.
I've, especially for like, because we were both in Bake Off and doing our sim selves, comparing what I look like to my sim self, I'm like, that is a different person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at it.
Most of the time, like I'd fix something, then I'd be like, call my wife. I'm like, hey, hun, does this look like me? Can you compare?
Our sim selves, like for the longest time, I thought mine looked like Melissa McCarthy, and I was like, I don't look like Melissa McCarthy. I wish I did, but I don't. Like, I can't make myself either. And then I'm like, I forget, what do I look like? Who am I?
Right? It's like, how do you make that face in this clay thing that has certain sliders? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't work.
Yeah.
How do I adjust this?
Yeah. How do I do that here too?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Can I make myself look like my sim?
Right? Yeah. They don't have any bags under their eyes. They look great.
No.
I can just remove that feature.
Yep. My sim looks well rested. I would like to look well rested, please.
100%.
And since we were talking about it, what is your favorite way to kill a sim?
Oh, that's rough. Favorite way to kill a sim? I mean, who doesn't love a good trap them in the pool? That
Classic.
is that's so just like yes. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, I love when they get electrocuted.
It's always a good
Or
one.
struck by lightning. That makes, because it's like a
The lightning one.
50 chance. Will they survive? Will they die? Or will they gain the power of Thor to call lightning? Like, that's my favorite. But yeah, I would have to say swimming for sure. Although death by rabbit is pretty cute.
Yeah. I've accidentally done that a few times. Like, I don't even know how. Like, I was trying to kill somebody else, and it's just like death by rabbit on your sim. I'm like, oh,
Yep.
okay.
Wait, how does that work?
Like if you get the testing cheats menu up, you can like mess with it.
You can, like, I think it's right click or shift click on a sim and do like one of the ones is like death by or slain by killer rabbit. But I don't know if it's a glitch or intentional. The only sim that dies when you do that is the one you're controlling.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you can't choose another sim unless you're controlling them to actually have a killer rabbit slay them.
Because I had so many sims like just walking into my apartment, and I tried to kill them all, and I just ended up killing my own sim.
Yep.
Oh no. That sucks.
The rabbit got to you.
Yep.
That's, yeah. I'm trying to think of other deaths because there's a lot. There's quite a few. There's death by chicken.
Mm-hmm.
The rodent one, the rabies.
Yep.
What else is there? Is there a death by a horse?
I haven't seen that.
I don't know if
That
there
would be
is.
amazing.
Right? Like you just
Stomped
got
to death.
yeah, kicked by a horse. Come on. Missing opportunities.
Mhm.
Starvations
I
one.
love the creative ones that are like you're embarrassed to death.
Yes. When they added those, I was like, oh god, now I actually have to like watch if they're overly
know.
playful or whatever it is.
Yes, overly playful, overly embarrassed, like angry, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, you get a heart attack for the angry one. That's happened too many times. What's the one with the high school pack? Death by, it was giving me like Scream, the movie vibes. It's Death by Urban Legend. An urban legend.
You can die from an urban legend.
Yeah, apparently.
I'm doing a quick Google. Vending machine is fun. I do like
vending
vending
machine, yes.
machines.
I haven't seen it happen though, but I want to see it happen. The urban myth. Urban myth is what it's called.
Urban myth. Okay. Emotional death. That's wild. Oh, you know what I do a lot of, at least in my gameplay? Overexertion of my old Sims. I do unfortunately do that one a lot.
Throw them on a treadmill. Just let them run to death.
And woohooing.
That
too.
That one. That's what I tend to do. I'm just Night Wrath. You can get killed by a Night Wrath with Realm of Magic.
I've seen that on YouTube.
Okay. Murphy Bed. Flies?
I haven't seen that one. That sounds gross.
It's from Eco Living. Dumpsters can be filled with flies and they aren't always friendly.
Oh no.
I think we need to do another death episode.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, you can die from pranks in high school years and urban legends. At Mischief level 8, Sims can summon an urban legend using a hand mirror. It's basically Bloody Mary.
That is amazing.
I'm gonna
I
do this
I
now.
have a new plan.
I cannot wait to watch.
Well, I have a cheat. I don't know what mod it came with. You just right click and you can go to, like, you can kill them. You can select how you kill them. And, like, I saw that, but I haven't done it because I'm scared to kill them because I have a thing about killing them right now. But, like, I saw that was the thing and I'm like, what the hell happens? I need to know.
Yeah, that's something I'm gonna have to explore. I've got quite a few Sims that would be fun.
I see the gears turning.
Well, especially because right now we're working on our mischief skill with the orange gen of Not So Berry. So get
There
to
you
level
go.
8. I mean, okay. All right. Maybe we won't have a swimmer this generation.
It'll be an interesting death.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Changing tracks a little bit, and I did give you a little bit of a hint about this yesterday.
Oh, goodness.
Taylor Swift, you're a huge fan.
Yes, very much so.
And, somebody was asking you something like this, and I'm like, I already have this question written down for him. If you could only listen to one Taylor Swift song for the rest of your life, which one would you choose?
Only one song.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
Oh.
I know, just the way you reacted yesterday, I'm like, he is going to have a tough time.
Yeah, because there's like, do I want to be able to cry at any time? Do I want to feel pumped up at any time? Can only listen to one song. I just have to like pick one, don't I? I would say if I only could listen to one for the rest of my life, All Too Well 10-minute version, just because there's so many different line. I mean, it's a great song, phenomenal, but it's 10 minutes of lyrics and verses rather than like 3 minutes of the same lyrics and verses. Oh man. That's rough.
I figured that would be a hard question for you.
Yeah, I struggled to narrow down my favorite song on an album, let alone like you can only listen to one of these forever. Not like what's your favorite? One forever. Wow. Yeah, I think All Too Well 10-minute version. It's just it hits different.
Do you have a favorite?
I think the one that I said the other day was Clean, which is getting re-recorded because that's like I don't know if it's an underrated song anymore. It was underrated, but it was one of those that like always just felt to me it's like Devil Wears Prada, and this is a weird analogy to go down, but I feel like every time I watch Devil Wears Prada, I like when Stanley Tucci goes like, just wait till your whole life is a mess or whatever the line is. That's when you know it's time for promotion. That and Clean have the exact same energy to me because it's like you can be going through something, it's going to be like feel like the worst thing, the world's ending, everything is crumbling, and then at some point it's just going to be like gone and you're going to be finally clean and it's going to be like onto something new, better, and I love that.
I love that.
So
That's
that yeah, that would have to, oh god, though, favorite. You pick these questions. Now, are either of you two Swifties?
I'm kind of the person, like, they're like Swifty emos.
Yeah.
I'm kind of borderline. One of my really close friends, she is like a hardcore Swifty. So like I know every song because she does, but like there's songs I'm more into her pop stuff. Like 1989.
Yeah.
I definitely the one that she just redid, that was like my favorite album by her.
Speak Now?
Yeah, the one with the Taylor Lautner song.
Yes. As a Swiftie emo mix, did you really like the collab with Paramore and Fall Out Boy?
I hated that Fall Out Boy song. The Paramore one, I think her and Haley's voices went together more.
Yeah.
But like Fall Out Boy, for me, Fall Out Boy is like my second favorite band. So like when I hear Fall Out Boy, I did not like the last like 2 or 3 albums that they did that Like this last one they did, I loved. The ones before that I did not like because that wasn't Fall Out Boy music to me. Like Fall Out Boy is like rock music, and that was like, it's too slow for Patrick Stump to be singing, I think. And like if Patrick Stump is singing a slow song, it needs to be like a ballad type song.
Makes sense. I had to ask. Jess, what about you?
I wasn't always. I think I've gotten more into it the more people I know that are, especially knowing you. Gotten me into it.
Where everything is Taylor all the time.
Yes. Like I said, like every time, like I did not notice until recently how often they play her music, like at work. I'll be sitting there, I'm like, oh hey, here's another one. Here's another one.
So if you had to pick a song for the two of you, is it Back to December for you, Jen? But is there one for you?
No.
No?
What's that song? Careless Man's Careful Daughter.
Mine.
Yeah, that song like reminds me of my partner, so that's like my favorite song.
Oh, I love that.
I think I've been listening to Cruel Summer a lot lately.
It's Cruel Summer. That it is.
Yes.
It looks up grinning like a devil. Could talk about her forever. Because I there's so much. There's so much there.
Had to include a Taylor Swift song question for you.
I appreciate it.
So I'm jumping on the pop culture train, and like I was just thinking of that because like I'm looking at my water bottle. I was gonna do are you Brittany or Christina? And then I was like, I'm not pitting girls against girls. Did you have a favorite Spice Girl, and if so, who was it?
Oh, favorite Spice Girl, I would have to say probably, oh gosh, I think I am a sporty Spice Girl.
Interesting. What was yours, Jess?
I think I always liked Ginger or Scary. They were my two favorites.
I could see that. Mine was Ginger too, because she was like the crazy one. I'm a crazy girl.
Yeah, sporty or baby, I think were the ones that
Yes
resonated with me. The yeah, I don't know why, but they're all great. We love the Spice Girls.
Yes.
Hashtag Team Spice for the season of the Great Smash Bake Off.
Yes.
We've got Team Spice and Team Sugar with Shannon and I coming back as coaches, and of course Kev had to pit us against each other. Of course. Come cheer on Team Spice over at Kev the Builder's channel on Twitch. We love you, Shannon.
Are you competing? Yes.
No, not me.
Oh, okay.
No, there's no returning vets this season.
Oh, okay.
It is all newbies. The only returners are us coaches, Shannon Builds, and I. And very excited to see what our roles are other than like cheerleaders for our team. Kev has said that there's stuff up his sleeve. So by the time this is out, you'll have seen Shannon and I doing whatever Kev has planned.
Super excited to see. Hopefully it's going good for you whenever this episode comes out.
Me too. You know what? I hope that Team Spice, everyone is still in the game. We're all going hard.
Take some of that Team Pink energy, not the Team Blue energy.
I know. I'm like, come on. Why'd you have to put two Team Pinks against each other? Like, come on. we had the vibes.
I'm gonna go with some crazy questions now.
Go for it.
Do it.
What's your favorite flavor of cake?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna be so basic. Favorite flavor of cake, lemon.
Oh, yes.
Interesting.
Anything lemon. My favorite thing to make is anything lemon. Lemon bars are like, I hate cooking. I love baking.
I love lemon bars.
I make a mean lemon bar.
Lemon cake, lemon bread. I love lemon.
Lemon poppy seed muffins.
Yes.
Oh my god, I love lemon poppy seed too.
Sign me up.
What is your go-to order for coffee or tea?
Ooh, I only drink decaf now, which limits things.
Aww.
I know. It wasn't like I need to stop drinking caffeine. It was I love coffee. I drink so much coffee all the time. But I would drink like three like brews of coffee every day. That's how much I love it. And I never thought that caffeine affected me. And then randomly one day I just decided to like stop. And now if I have any caffeine, I'm like up all night. I'm like, oh, okay. So you get this caffeine free. This level of energy is without caffeine. It's
See,
natural.
that's good though.
But I would say my go-to order would be probably just a plain black coffee with oat milk.
Oh yeah, I love oat milk. Whoever thought oat milk was a good idea is a genius.
Yeah. Yeah. Any if I'm just feeling like trying something different, then an oat milk creamer would be really good. Or anything with that.
Yeah.
There's some good ones. But otherwise I just get oat milk from Costco and make my own coffee. Just decaf black coffee with oat milk in it.
So my best friend and I have this debate. Do you notice a difference between a decaf taste and a caffeinated taste?
Yes, I think I did when I first started, where it was just like, oh, if I went and got just Folgers decaf versus regular caffeinated, I definitely do taste a little bit of a difference because the bean is more burned to get rid of the caffeine, I think.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on any of this. That's just how it tastes to me.
That
So
sounds right.
I find that buying the actual bean itself as decaf versus it pre-ground and just having a grinder, not a fancy one, just one that literally cuts up the beans for you, that tastes better because it tastes fresher. But it's probably
Yes.
the same thing with caffeinated
It
coffee.
is.
It's just I never did that with caffeine coffee. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a basic when it comes to it. Just put some oat milk in it.
Mm-hmm.
Although,
Yes.
okay, weird enough, I have ceramic mugs that my grandma gave me, which is they're finished enough that they're sealed, but they feel, I don't know any other word to say other than raw. This is a ceramic mug, but it is pre-made versus these are misshapen edges because someone made them. Black coffee tastes so much better in that. I can't put creamer if I drink it out of that mug, which is such a weird thing to say. But I think it's the feel.
I used to have a handmade mug, and I get that completely.
Yeah. I bet it's science.
Different.
Yeah, it just hits different.
Yeah, something about that where I'm I don't even need anything in this. It's so. I mean, I'll drink black coffee as is, but it's just so much different in a handmade mug, and I can't explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Even doing a pour over versus a French press. I think, well, I know I can drink a pour over black, not like a French press. I can't drink the French press black. I can drink the pour over black. I think that's the best way to have it. But the Keurig, I definitely can't have that black.
Oh yeah, no.
No. Mm-mm.
There's got to be a science to a handmade mug being the best.
Highly recommend if you don't have it.
Yes. Find somebody that makes mugs and get one.
Yeah. And honestly, Goodwill has a lot of them, at least the ones that I've been to.
I have seen a few at my Goodwill too.
I'll have to look. I'll be like, Jess, can you tell me, is this handmade or not?
Or is it intentionally made to look like handmade?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to ask about streaming because I don't watch streams much. I watched a little bit to cheer Jess on to help her. But I don't watch a lot of streaming. But my partner started streaming. Not The Sims though. He does all I can say is boy games. 7 Days to Die and stuff. Do you find anything difficult about streaming? Is there anything that comes natural? Or do you have any tips for streamers?
Well, if you're looking for me for tips, I'm so sorry. That's listening. I would say streaming is very daunting, or at least every time before I go live, I get the butterflies because you don't have to be on. That's not the right way to say because you're just being yourself, but it is weird being live in front of a camera, I would say. And having that, I think a lot of it is because you're having a conversation that only you can hear.
Yeah.
So it's really nice when people show up and they chat and you can engage with them, interact, be oh, okay, you asked a question, I'll ask you a question. That really helps because otherwise if it's late at night or people are lurking or something like that, you got to find a way to just keep talking. That comes naturally to me. I don't stop talking. That's the problem. So I can always narrate whatever chaos is happening in my game. But I mean, if I have any tips or advice, I would just say do it. If you're questioning it, worst thing that can happen is you do it and you don't like it. It's weird to put yourself out there on the internet like that, and not weird in like a bad way, but just it's very different than anything that I've ever done before, especially having a face cam. Like I think the first time that I met y'all, I was not on a face cam.
No, you weren't.
I was a faceless profile because I was like, I don't know, it's weird putting yourself on the internet with your face, and now look at me streaming. But the best part, or what I love about it, is the community. And I will probably never claim to have my own community because I feel like my community is just an amalgamation of all of my friends' communities that have decided to come over and hang out for the chaos, which I'm very appreciative and love. But honestly, it's just getting established in the community, and not necessarily established as like a pro streamer or anything like that, but just being active in other people's streams is a great way to build that community and to make friends and find people to interact with and come into your stream if you know they like your vibes and you made the friend, that sort of thing. I don't know if I answered your question at all or I just word vomited, which
I
is
think
what
you did. I would say like I did that like one time we did what was that?
Oh yeah, we were doing a charity stream.
I did that and I was just sitting there like it was so I'm like nobody wants to hear me just talk and talk and talk for 4 hours, and like I'm an introvert and like I'm just like talking and there's nobody there and I'm like I don't know what to do right now. And I was like, okay, well, I'm done. Okay, bye. And then Ava was like running over a little bit. And like I was like, no, keep going. I don't know what I'm gonna do when it gets to me.
it's one of those things that I feel like though does a really good job for both extroverts and introverts, because if it's as an expert like me, it allows me to just be like, I'm going to talk about anything and everything, and we're going to do whatever we want, and it's going to be absolute chaos, and it's going to be Taylor Swift and The Sims, and you know whatever I'm feeling that day about what I did last weekend. Like it's just you can sit there and talk about whatever, or it's a way also to unwind. Like I always feel, as weird as this is to say, because my game is absolute chaos, calmer and like relaxed after stream, because you can do it however you want. Like if you're having a stressful day, you can just do relaxing gameplay or just chill conversations, and it's
Yeah.
like hanging out with friends. The only difference is that they're chatting in chat rather than like being on a Discord call. But that can be, it can be a really, I don't know any other word other than to say calming, of just like you don't have to be having a conversation on like reading the social cues of like, okay, it's your turn to talk and like that sort of thing. It's very much so you get to have that with chatting. I don't know if I'm describing it well, but
I get what you're saying just because I've like observed him doing his streams, and like I mean our internet won't work where I could like come in while he's streaming, but like he has like discords with people. He and I are autistic, so like social cues are hard for us. So like he's got a whole discord of like autistic streamers that he'll go to, and like they all play games together and stream. So like he builds his community off of stuff like that. Whereas like I don't know where to start or anything, so I just like freeze. But like he likes to talk too. So like I'll just hear him like talking, and I'm like real happy for him, but I'm like I couldn't do that. I'm just like I froze when I had to do it.
and there are some people who stream who don't talk. Like they don't have a face cam, they don't do anything. They are just like, we're just playing the game. Watch me play the game.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and I think that's what's really cool, or that I found about streaming, is although you are on a platform, be it Twitch, YouTube, whatever it may be, you also get to build your own identity within it. Like everyone has sound alerts for a new follow, or a lot of people, I won't say everyone has sound alerts for it, but
Yeah.
I got to make it Taylor Swift because Taylor Swift makes me happy, versus someone else can use an 80s song, or they can use just like a Rick and Morty quote if that's what they're really into. Like it really can be personalized, and you get out of it what you put in it to make it yourself. I say this as I've been streaming for 5 months, so please ignore everything that I have to say in terms of advice. I started in April.
It's 5 months longer than we've been streaming, so
Honestly, though, yeah.
you're more professional than us.
I don't think I will ever call myself a professional in any way. But at least that's just like what I find with it. And it's it's so easy to start, I would say. Like, you can do it from a laptop, whether or not it has a face cam, whether or not it has, like, you have a separate microphone. You don't need those things. It's literally, you download the software and click start, and then you could play. But there is so much that you can do with it. And that's kind of the journey that I'm on, I would say, is adding new things. Like, being able to add, like, that I have a woof cam, or that you can do more channel points, updating rules, adding more interactive things that people can do. It's weird, but I was describing this to a friend recently of, like, it is almost like a brand, but it's whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's your creativity.
Yeah, yeah. And as someone who is never identified as creative, it's a nice outlet. It's a nice outlet for that.
That's weird because you build, and like I'd say there's a lot of creativity that goes into building.
I don't.
We're bringing it back. We're bringing it back.
Julia's like, oh, I didn't do much with this build. I just did this big extravagant build. And I'm like, okay.
No, see, Julia's on a completely different stratosphere from like me and Alex. Like, I think we're about the same, honestly, with our skill level. Like, Julia and Kev are like light years ahead of us.
Yeah, no, like, I am a game player, but where my creativity comes in is just embracing whatever The Sims throws at me. There's not a lot of, like, other planning outside of that, of, like, I'm doing these challenges. We have a mermaid? Sure, that's our error. Let's see what chaos we can cause. That's it. The building creativity is newer. That is not a default, I will say.
Interesting.
For Kev's last challenge, it literally took me from the time that he put it out until like the day before he toured to get that done, because it took me that long to do it.
Yeah. The rooms for the Clutter Wars, I think, now when you're doing it on stream, it takes longer. I'm pretty sure I had like 3 4-hour streams to do a single room. Like, it is not, it's a time. It's a learning curve for sure.
It definitely is.
Versus, like, I'll watch like Kev or any of the other builders, like Bagel, or just anyone that's a good builder, and they're just like, okay, here, oh, this item because I know this, and I'm like, listen, little Simsy, I don't understand.
And then I hop onto like Tattooed Simmer's stream.
Yeah.
She's building on console.
Oh my gosh, yeah, like, yeah, no words.
That's a lot of patience.
And she's good at it.
Phenomenal. Like, we were talking about just the difference with like building in console versus like on PC. And on PC, you can get mods like Tool and Better Build By that organizes your debug, and like you can then search it. You don't get that on console. You've got to like painstakingly go through it. That is mad respect.
All the respect to the console builders, console players too. Just anyone that plays on console, just respect.
Right?
Yeah, because you guys, like, they forget about you too. They're just like, oh yeah, maybe we should update that.
Let's change your UI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's been like the most rewarding moment for you being in the Sims community, our little community that we've got?
Oh, I would say the most rewarding, there's been a lot. I am constantly amazed and so grateful for the Sims community, because the Sims community is hands down one of the best communities I've ever been in. But the one that stands out, I would say, is probably like the first big one. I started in the Sims community making YouTube videos, and then transitioned that to posting it on Instagram. And I have found such a cool community of Simstagrammers. And I think I joined in either end of July, early August of last year, on the Simstagram side. And Halloween is my favorite holiday. I call Halloween Queer Christmas, because you get to dress up however you want to. There's no judgment. It's like a completely free, fun experience. It's not just candy for the kids. You can be who you want to be, and everyone is okay with it because it's, Queer Christmas. And I was just starting to get familiar in the Sims community, make friends on Simstagram, and I got 13 creators who are all amazing individuals, like big name creators on Simstagram, like Oodles of Noodles, Love Wins, Sim Irene, Sorry, which is Hero Sims, there's like so many amazing people that said yes to me to participating in the 13 days of Queer Christmas, which was literally the 12 days of Christmas, but we made it 13 and it was Halloween, where every day they used their Sims from their stories to tell a story or to dress up for Halloween, and posted like in a planned, I got day 1, I got day 4, like that sort of thing, all to celebrate Halloween. And that was wild to have had this idea, them say it's a good idea, and then not only participate in it, but like follow through. That was so cool and rewarding to just be like, huh, these people are amazing. Like, thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, highly recommend Queer Christmas. All of those creators, they're amazing, stunning. And the fact that they take, if you ever look at me on Instagram and my editing, and then you go look at them, the fact that they said yes to me, like light years ahead in terms of editing. I'll go on there, put like a filter on, and like, this looks really good. And then just seeing the detail that storytellers do on Instagram, I bow down.
That's Stassi said something like that when she was on here, like talking up a lot the Simstagram community. She gave like a whole lot of information about the Simstagram community, and then we were like, oh, there's like this whole thing going on that like we didn't even know about on like Instagram. And like that kind of helped us to like cater more towards Instagram than like Twitter, X, whatever. Facebook, nobody goes on there hardly at all anyway. But like we don't get the interaction on Facebook that we do on Instagram because like Tumblr, like there's hardly anything on Tumblr, like at all. Instagram, I feel like is probably our most like
Yeah, that's where I think a lot of our friends that we've made, that's where they are. They are all on Instagram.
Yeah, because they've got like builders who post their amazing builds and like have great edits to like make the room. And I've tried to steal it and copy it, and I do it so poorly for the Sims 4 Builders games. But like they can make the room look beautiful. Like Johanna Build has just stunning Instagram content when it comes to their builds. And then you've got amazing storytellers who are like writing graphic novels in just their editing and their storytelling in The Sims on Instagram. And I'm so far behind. I have so many stories I need to catch up on, but it's like they're literally like graphic novels that you get whenever they post, and it's wild.
Stassi does the graphic novels, and like I'm sitting here like doing the post packs for our social medias, and I was like getting angry. I can't, the stuff that she does with post packs, I'm like, oh my god, like this girl has so much patience. I was getting so mad. I could not even imagine like writing a whole story like with these post packs.
Yeah, there's some incredible pose creators that just like, one, not only create the poses, but then two, use those poses to tell their sim stories that look so real, and like the interactions, because you could never get that in the Sims. Like most of my Instagram posts are like the Sims animations that they give, where they're just like doing the Brightchester cheers. So they're like pumping their fist. I'm like, capture that moment, done. Versus like, the patience of storytellers for posing, for writing the stories, like that is creativity. I can't claim anything that to is.
I know. I found so many like stories that I've been following because I run the Instagram for us, and I'm just scrolling through. I'm like, ooh, new post from this person, new post from this person.
Yeah, it's so good. I'm the type of person that I want to binge them too. So like the second I fall like a day behind, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna fall like 2 weeks behind, and then just like read this chapter of the novel or whatever.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I do love this community. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It is.
There's Facebook groups where like you'll see fighting, like there's toxicity, but I feel like for the most part there's a lot more like everybody gets along, like creator wise. Like Stassi like branches out, so like you'll meet everybody else. And then like everybody is very nice that she partners with, so like you get to meet more cool people. And then like obviously you got your little corner where people are going to be mean to each other, and like that's everywhere. I'm in other fandoms that like it's bad, but like I feel like for the most part there's like a tiny little corner of bad people, and then like the most part, it's a majority of vocal people that are like want to help you and want to get to know each other.
I think that's the interesting thing about Instagram, just in comparison to like Facebook, X, whatever it may be, is that there's really not a place on Instagram to have that toxicity. Obviously, it exists, like what you said, but like on Facebook, anyone can post and it's not necessarily on their feed, it's in a group. And so people can
Yeah.
just go like back and forth, and it's very much so the same thing that happens with Twitter. Versus on Instagram, if you're going to post something toxic about someone else's, that is now in your feed. That is now like associated when you go to your profile, kind of thing. There's group
Yeah.
chat, there's stories, there's that sort of thing. But I think that that's what keeps it better. I hope. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've seen toxicity for sure on Instagram, but just in comparison to like everywhere else that you can see it, like if you go on Sims Twitter, the dumpster fire that is.
Yeah.
Very different than
Mhm.
if you see a dumpster fire on Instagram.
Yeah. I think Instagram is like more overwhelmingly supportive,
Yeah.
especially like all the people that I've found in like the last year or so even have just been like this tight-knit supportive community.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's why we all go there, as it's a place. Like I initially went to Instagram to promote the YouTube, and then I'm like, oh no, everyone here is cool and like hangs out. This is where you find a good community. Obviously,
Yes.
yeah, there's rotten eggs here and there, but at the end of the day, I would say a majority of people on Instagram are looking for that community versus other platforms they might not be.
For sure. For sure.
So I'm gonna ask, because going along with that, like, do you feel that the representation of the LGBTQIA plus community in The Sims has been more helpful or harmful? Like the game itself, not necessarily the community, because I feel like the community like is very open. But like, do you think the creators have allowed a good space for that? And is there anything you want to see added?
Yeah, I've had a conversation on this, and it's very different from like my view on it has changed over time, is I guess what I'm trying to say, because as a gay cis white male, I have always seen myself represented in The Sims of being able to like marry a male sim or date a male sim. And so in that regard, I always was like, yeah, everything is like it's inclusive. It allowed me to like be out before I was out, kind of thing. I think that they're making a lot of really good steps for doing that for other individuals. And I think the most recent big update that they had, where you get to choose your Sims dress style, whether or not they can or can't get pregnant, whether or not like you can choose your custom pronouns and stuff like that. I know they're still working on that to getting it into other languages, but I think that they're making really, really good strides towards that. I feel so bad because I cannot remember the creator's name, but they actually came from Facebook. I want to say it started with an R, but they mentioned, because we were talking about this, and I was like, yeah, like there's so many different things now. Like you can be interested in men and women romantically, or men and women for woohoo partners. You can toggle those like on or off.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how it was really good for the ace community as well, because you can toggle them all off.
Oh, it was Riki Teak. Was it Riki Teak?
Yes.
That's our friend.
Yeah.
Oh, love him, love him. It was so good to have that conversation, because they said before that it was you were unflirty, but like Sims could still flirt with you, and at the end of the
Yeah.
day, you still had
Yeah.
like
It
whims
was
that
basically
wanted.
like the same options of flirting, but it was like named differently or something.
Yeah, or it would be harder to flirt or whatever it was,
Yeah.
even if that wasn't the case. So I'm really happy with the direction that they're moving, and that even with like the backlash, they still included the custom pronouns, that they're working on the dialogue to get that fixed throughout the game, that you can just go in and modify it. I think the one thing that I would wish to see is you didn't have to enable a cheat in order to change gender or identity.
Yeah.
Like cast that full edit mode. I mean, it's a small thing because they allow it, but I think that they have done a really good job at being better about showing representation and trying to encompass the entire LGBTQ community. There's always room for improvement. I love that there are mods out there for those of us that are on PC that have that deeper
Yeah.
level. And seeing other people play with them, it's like, oh, that's really cool that you can do like, I'm in the closet, out to small friends, out to everyone, like that there's different stages that you can add in.
That's a Lumpino mod. I fucking love Lumpino.
Yes, and I've seen a few people use it. And I was like, this is amazing. I would love to see something like that in the base game,
Yeah.
but I also can understand how much of an overhaul that might have to be for The Sims. So I'm grateful that
Yeah.
they are making the progress that they can, but I will always say they can do more.
Of course, yeah. They are definitely like leaps and bounds from where they were even like a few years ago, but
Right.
always room for improvement.
Yeah. I'm really happy for that update. I don't even remember when it came out. Was it a year ago that they added the custom pronouns and
It was
being
like a year or two.
Something like that. Yeah, a year or
Very,
so ago. Time. What is time? What is time?
I
yeah.
know, especially with the pandemic. I'm
Yeah.
like, what has happened? But that was so much further in the steps that they've taken in the than like we have in the past.
Yeah.
But there's still some things that I'm like, okay, that was a little bit of a miss. Like with the inclusion of binders, I loved that they did
Yes.
that, but that's the only thing that you can wear. Like it's not an
Yeah.
underlaying shirt or
That
anything like that.
Yeah.
that definitely I like that, but I'm like, okay, why can't I have that with the outfit though?
Yeah. So I think, and I'm sure there's some restraint or something that they would have to do to make underclothing work or something like that. But I like the progress that they're making of like adding top scars and stuff like
Mhm.
that and C-section scars, like to show different ways of being inclusive and mirroring what can happen through identity.
With that Lumpino mod, they actually do make it where they come with their own binders, and they do come with like a, I don't know the proper term because I really only know female to male trans people. So like a breastplate, I don't, they have a thing where it's in the gloves category, I'm pretty sure. The binders in the gloves category, I'm pretty sure, and then the chest plate is the only thing I can think to call it.
That's the only thing that I would know too, just from drag.
Like that's an option too as gloves. So like my biggest thing with The Sims is like these modders can figure it out. Why can't you? That's another story, but like that's an option they could do as like gloves and stuff.
And that's one of the things that I really am appreciative for modders in the way
Mm-hmm.
that they can take the constraints that The Sims has made and like use that as a glove in order to have the desired effect.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think The Sims could do the same, but I
Yeah.
wonder if they're like working, or I'm hoping that they're working on creating its own category, like how they did for the medical devices. I mean, that's
Yeah.
great to see the representation. I wish that there was some sort of function with that, but I think it's a they're giving us something, which is something I'm so happy for, but I want more.
Yes.
That's part of the toxicity I see on Facebook is like, well, they could just do this. It's like, well, they could, but at the end of the day, they're still a company. They still have to make money. They are a little greedy sometimes, but like at the end of the day, they're still a company. They got to make money somehow.
Right.
They could just be assholes and be like, I don't fucking care about these people. Like, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah. There's a line that you can definitely tell that they're towing of like
Yeah.
trying to be inclusive, but also not trying to upset a different population that might play the game.
Mhm.
Rainbow
Uh,
marketing.
yeah, a little bit of rainbow marketing, but also sweeping it under the rug a little bit of like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
here are these things so that way you can use them, but unless you read our Sims direct notes, you wouldn't know that they're in there, kind of thing.
Mhm. Yeah. I'm also kind of thinking of like when Wedding Stories came out and they took the two girls off the cover for some countries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Vanity points out, like, she'll be like, you can tell there were no black people in the room for this decision because, like, who would allow this? Like, the hairs and stuff.
Mhm.
Like, she'll point out, like, that no black person would have hair like that. Like, no one was in the room for that.
I have really enjoyed them seeing partner with CC creators to
Yes.
put stuff.
Mhm.
I think that they need to do more of that. I love that they started that with builders for like new packs,
Yes.
but if they are ever going to go back and refresh anything, I would love it to be from CC creators that like they went and refreshed it or they went and added it.
Yeah. That would be amazing.
One of the birthdays they did put a bunch of, because one of my favorite creators, A. Harris Brittany, that they have tops in there that's theirs, like in the game themselves. Like they should go back and like you said, that would be a perfect idea, is to like pick a refresh, let somebody design all the new cast stuff for it. Ask a modder how to like put something in there. Like, hey, how could we do this? Do you think there's a better way we could do this? Like, these people know programming, obviously.
Yeah, they know programming enough to make whatever The Sims has done work
Yeah.
with it. That, yeah, I mean, for the birthday when they added all of them, I think I use the table and chairs that they included like all the time in every build because it's just so much better than everything else we've ever gotten. But and same with like cast items. There's like the makeup and stuff like that was put in there. I think they could just do more of that. If that was more of the SDX drops, I'd be so happy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I use like all the makeup and the jeans that came with that update. I use them all the time.
But yeah, add more CCers into game.
Yes.
Please and thank you. Especially for our console friends.
Yes.
Especially for our console friends.
Consoles need CC.
Right?
They don't have a chance to get it, so that's perfect for them. Well, we have been talking for a long time. It's been so much fun, though.
It really has.
Yeah.
And I know we could keep going forever, but I'm going to cap us just so.
Whoever's editing.
Yeah, we don't want to give you like a 3-hour episode to edit.
Sorry.
If I hear myself talking, like, this is the dumbest thing. I've gotten better at it, but like, if I hear myself talking, I'm like, oh my God, who let me talk?
That's why I created a YouTube channel, to be honest, to get over the sound of my own voice because I had to edit it myself.
I went to a media school where I did a lot of audio editing and I had to listen to myself. So I'm like, okay, I can do this. So I can edit episodes with myself on it. That's fine. I don't care.
It's a hard thing to overcome.
It is. Alex, thank you so much for coming on. We're so happy you were here. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me. I had a blast. It does not feel like we've been talking for an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah. Where can people find you if they're not already following you everywhere?
You can find me at TheAwfulGaymer on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, pretty much anywhere. I have TheAwfulGaymer, except for on the gallery. On the gallery, you can find me at TheAwfulGaymer, which is GEYMER, because I couldn't have gamer for my ID on the gallery.
EA, thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe someday.
Someday. Yeah, definitely follow his streams on Twitch. They're always fun. So much fun.
Thank you. And follow the podcast if you aren't already.
If you want to find us anywhere, we are Plumbobcast on Instagram and Twitter. We are Plumbob Podcast on Reddit. We are Under the Plumbob Podcast on Facebook and Tumblr. Our website is plumbobcast.com. You can fill out a form there if you want to talk to us, or you can email us at undertheplumbobpodcast@gmail.com. Get some merch. We have t-shirts and mugs and lots of stuff.
They're not handmade.
No, they're not handmade mugs. I'm sorry.
You won't get that coffee experience.
Yeah, sorry about that. But you can get our some of our sayings and our logos on a mug for you. It's at bit.ly/plumbobmerch. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/plumbobcast. We have a $1 tier. You can get access to our private Discord, where a lot of us are there and we talk to you. It's a lot of fun. We're going to do movie nights soon, I think. So join the fun there. There's also the $3 tier where you get the Discord access and you get a monthly bonus episode. Subscribe, rate, and review. We are on literally every podcasting app, and if we're not, please let us know and we'll get on there. And thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us always. And we always suck at ending episodes, so save your game, drink some water, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.